Your UCAS personal statement doesn't matter at all. Said someone who clearly didn't get into a good university. If you are a sixth form student and you are struggling to start your personal statement, then do not skip this video. Year 13's the deadline is fast approaching. Year 12's you need to be thinking about this now because this will be you this time next year. I know it feels really early, but you need to start thinking about the subject that you might want to apply to at university so that you can have relevant supercurriculars. This is how you're going to start a personal statement, even if you have nothing as of yet. First thing that you're going to do is to decide on a central theme. Universities are not looking for you to have studied that subject inside out. They are looking for your genuine passion. What in that subject actually interests you? And if you're thinking, I don't know, think about what initially interested you. That was the case for me and economics. This will help you answer question 1, why do you want to study this subject? This will really help you in answering question 1, why do you want to study this course or subject? Think about it. What initially piqued your interest? For me, I read a news article during COVID. I started my personal statement talking about COVID lockdowns and furlough scheme. However, one of my friends started her personal statement talking about the fact that her grandmother grew up in Yugoslavia, talking about the economics of the Soviet Union and how her interest developed from there. You can draw upon something important that happened in your own personal life. Then, the next thing that you want to do is make a huge list of all of the supercurriculars that you have done. So this is books, this is podcasts, this is documentaries. It doesn't matter if you don't think they're traditionally academic. Maybe you're applying for biology and you watched a David Attenborough documentary. Put it on the list anyway and you will see why. You're then going to identify how all of these supercurriculars relate to each other. Because I have no doubt in the back of my mind that you just arbitrarily picked up articles and books and podcasts and they bear no relevance to each other whatsoever. You will have been reading a book and thought, that's really interesting, and then read an article on it or watched a documentary on it. That's just how interest evolves. You are going to identify this, what you did, why you did it, and what it led to. And this is going to lead to a chronological chain of events. Remember that the personal statement is now split into 3 questions. So 1, why do you want to study this course or subject? 2, how have your qualifications... Sorry, someone was just staring into my window. 2 is how have your qualifications prepared you to study this subject, and 3 is about your extracurricular. Remember that you do not need to allocate an equal amount of characters to each one of these questions, but by forming this chronological chain of events, this logical evolution of your interest, you will become so much more well equipped to answer every single one of these questions. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, check my personal statement playlist, and follow if you want to see daily A-level tips.